Hi, I'm Oakley Mize.
And I'm Stephen Himmelberg.
And over the past few winters, we've seen a significant drop in the honeybee population in the United States.
This syndrome is effectively called colony collapse disorder because of the rapid loss of adult worker bees.
So, we've seen many young adults been voicing their concerns on Twitter, Facebook, and other social media sites.
But frankly, a lot of the facts have been false, and we won't stand for it. So today we brought in a panel of experts to help educate the people.
So let's go take a deeper look at how honeybees affect our agriculture and the causes and effects of colony collapse disorder. Hey, it's Oak here. Now we're going to go talk to my good friend Dale, the melon farmer from Eastern Carolina. Hey Dale, got a couple questions for you.
What's up, Oak? How are you?
Hey man, doing well. All right. So you're doing a little planting today?
Yeah, just weeding the melon patch over there.
Nice.
Should be out in bloom anytime now.
All right. So can you tell me a little bit how honeybees help you grow your plants?
Yeah.
Help you pollinate?
Well, honeybees are extremely important. Matter of fact, a lot of people only like them for their honey or their wax-related products. You know, Burt's Bees, great for the lips, great chapstick. But for me and other farmers worldwide, the real value in honeybees lies in their ability to pollinate. So for my cantaloupes and watermelons, the male and female parts of the flower are located different points on the stem and actually have their own flowers, so there's no self-pollination. And in order for me to have fruit, the female part of the flower has to be fertilized by the male part of the flower. And you know, usually I would have to do that all by hand, but you know, thanks for the great honeybees, you know, they do it for me. They do all the work for me, and I'm able to get a great harvest every year. And you know, it's not just species like melons, it's also avocados, squash, lots of other kinds of fruits, and also a wide variety of nut species that, you know, honeybees pollinate. And you know, it's great for agriculture, and
absolutely,
that's why colony collapse disorder is a huge problem. I don't know if you've heard of it, but
oh yeah,
you know, we're losing a lot of worker bees in large numbers, and you know, it's terrible for the environment. What's up, guys? I'm here with Tom Brady, 5-time Super Bowl champ.
So you got to score. Brady to the end zone, and Tompkins with a touchdown.
And 4-time MVP, and he's got some interesting things to tell you guys about colony collapse disorder.
Thank you, Stephen. So football is important to me, but you know what's more important is colony collapse disorder. See, 1 out of every 3 bites of food eaten worldwide depends on pollinators, and especially bees, for a successful harvest. Now that means that guac you're eating during the Super Bowl most likely came from an avocado pollinated by my good friend the honeybee. Now beekeepers across the US lost about 44% of their honeybee colonies during the course of 2015 and 2016. Yeah, that's 8% worse than in 2014. See, if colony collapse disorder continues at the current rate, managed honeybee colonies will disappear by 2035. This will have a dramatic effect on the world economy. See, bee population and pollination is worth about $15 billion to the US farming industry. And with colonies collapsing at a higher rate now than ever before, this means higher food prices for food products for you in the near future. And hey, not only that, but the loss of honeybees makes other products more expensive as well.
Really?
So you better get yourself a pair of those fresh Uggs before you see your prices of these bad boys start to go up, man.
It's true.
Now with complete disappearance of the honeybee, society could face global famine and millions would be without food. So colony collapse disorder is a serious issue, Stephen, and it's one that needs to be addressed now. So I'm here with Dr. Kask, entomologist, and he's going to explain to us a little bit more about the honeybee and how pollination works.
Okay, well, the honeybee is a member of the class Insecta in the Hymenoptera order. Like all insects, the honeybee has a head, thorax, and abdomen, along with 6 legs and 2 pairs of wings. As far as antennae go, the honeybee have geniculate antennae, and they use chewing, lapping mouthparts where they have a proboscis to feed on plants. The honeybees have one last key feature that sets them apart from all other insects and allows them to be excellent pollinators, and that is their pollen baskets, which they actually have on the back of their tibia. It is a little cavity into which bees deposit their pollen. Every time a bee lands on a male plant to feed, it collects pollen granules in tiny hairs that are covering its body. The bee will then moisten its legs with the proboscis and rub the pollen from its body to its legs, transferring it to its hind legs into the pollen basket.
Bees are collecting this pollen to take back to their hives to turn it into honey, but as an indirect effect of bees collecting this pollen and flying from plant to plant, they're actually transferring pollen from the male plant parts to the female parts, effectively fertilizing these plants. The main parts of the male flower are the stamen, which contains both the anther and the filament. The purpose of the filament is to support the anther, while the anther's job is to carry and hold the pollen. The pollen must travel from the anther to the female parts in order to produce fruit. The female flower parts are known as the pistil, and it is broken up into 3 sections: the stigma, the style, and the ovary. The stigma is the pollen receptacle. Once pollen makes it to the stigma, it travels down the style into the ovary. Once in the ovary, pollen, which contains male gametes, will fuse with the female gametes found in the ovary. Fertilization will occur, and this female flower will produce a fruit.
All over the world, we're beginning to see the effects of colony collapse disorder. But at this point, the causes still remain a mystery. Almost any conceivable and realistic cause could be the problem. We need to take a deeper look.
Scientists are now investigating the lack of genetic diversity in lineage of bees as a cause. Relatively few breeder queens are used in the United States to produce the millions of queen bees, or rather old bees for that matter, used throughout the United States. This lack of genetic diversity can make bees increasingly susceptible to any pest or disease that invades the system, making this one of the main beliefs for the cause of the collapse of hives. Another popular theory is that genetically modified crops may be responsible for the widespread bee deaths. Interestingly, many seeds from which GMO crops are now grown are first dipped in systemic insecticides that later may appear in the plant's nectar and pollen. Finally, undiscovered or unidentified pests and pathogens are considered possible causes of colony collapse disorder. Some believe that a new pest or disease may have been introduced to the United States and is causing colony collapse disorder. Israeli acute paralysis virus is a recently discovered pathogen that may play a role in colony losses, but at this point it is still unknown. Many believe that colony collapse disorder is a combination of many different factors affecting the bees. This makes it very difficult to pinpoint an exact cause or causes for why the bee populations are shrinking so dramatically.
Colony collapse disorder is a serious problem that needs to be solved now, before the world sees its serious consequences. In just a few years, we might see famine and total ecological collapse if all of our honeybees die.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us today, talking with our panel of experts.
We hope you all learned something and will help us in our fight against colony collapse disorder. Thank you.